Um, Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. We are back with yet another session of Collaborative Apps Roundtable, which is brought to you by the Microsoft Teams engineering people. We've been coming back with a new set of applications, new features, new set of capabilities that comes into Teams platform every year. This is our third year running, and we are so happy to bring in more such applications which are going to be valuable for you. We have an exciting set of teams here to talk about their apps, show their applications. And yeah, with that, let's just jump right in. All right. So we've been into this since a long time. We know how we have a lot of applications that we use within our organizations outside of Teams today. On an average, globally, if you look at the statistics, we have information workers who switch between more than 10 applications at least 25 times in a day. That is a lot to begin with. That obviously brings in a lot of context switching between these surfaces where we talk to our team members or take our meetings like in Teams versus going outside of it and bringing in multiple other applications, going into these applications and talking to them, bringing in work from all of these applications. Just becomes a lot of context switching for all of these processes to be done, these daily hygiene work to be completed in a day. What Teams helps over here is to make our collaboration with our team members very, very easy and seamless when we bring in applications into Teams. So you might be using a lot of these ready to use popular applications outside of Teams today. When you bring it inside of Teams, obviously it creates a very seamless singular ecosystem for you to get all your daily hygiene work done. You can get started with, say, your approvals, you can get done with your project management daily work, you can get done with your meeting management work inside of Teams. This is just to give a few examples to get started with applications. Obviously, now with all of our AI work that we've been doing with some of our strategic customers, how to integrate AI-fied applications in Teams. How do we bring in Copilot-enabled applications or plugins into Teams? That is also a very, very new space that we are working on right now. But coming to the benefit of bringing in apps in Teams, it is a singular ecosystem for you to bring in all your daily work into Teams through these collaborative applications. And it is very, very easy to get started with these apps because we have a very long list of applications on our Teams App Store. We have 2,000 plus applications on our Teams App Store. So it's a great way for you to go explore, check out these applications, and get started with some of them as you do your daily work on Teams. Apart from these ready-to-use applications, you can also build apps from scratch. We have low-code, no-code applications. We can build applications using TeamSpot framework to build or bring in your custom in-house applications inside of Teams. So there are a lot of approaches of how we bring in Teams, how we bring in applications in Teams, and these are very, very easy for us to get started with. Um, this slide is just basically showing us some very, very few popular applications. You can see some of those logos. You might be able to identify some of them on the right side of the screen, but this is just a very small sample size. We have 2,000 plus applications on our app store. This could be for your IT service management process, for your HR employee facing processes, for managing creative files or managing your creative work inside of Teams, setting up reminders, making sure that your processes are done efficiently inside of Teams. We have applications which cater to almost every business use case or scenario. Um, yeah, I know we have a lot to show today, and I will give the floor over here to my teammate Deep. Deep, I would like to invite you in to kind of introduce what applications are we going to talk about today. And yes, please feel free to put your questions on the chat. We'll be taking your questions over there. And if you have any questions, you can just feel free to unmute and ask us right away. We'll take those as well. Hello, Deep.
You're on mute.
Keep you on mute.
Sorry. Thanks, Pandana. First of all, thank you everyone for joining. I think a quick introduction. So I'm also part of Teams Engineering, and today I'm going to talk briefly about the apps that we're going to talk about today. So we know that HRMS and employee engagement is such an important space, right? And we have a couple of interesting workflows that our ISV partners have enabled on Teams platform. So we are going to look at Impulse. We're going to look at Dow Inbox today, which is a key marquee partner in India in the HRMS space. And we're going to look at Impulse, who is actually a marquee partner in India in the employee engagement space, right? So without much delay, I'll hand it over to first Malik, who is from the Impulse team here, to kind of talk a little bit about their app and what is the value proposition on Teams and how they're helping their customers with it, right? So Malik, over to you. I'm handing over the floor to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Deep. I guess you are able to see my screen now.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. This is Malik from Zozode. We have been in the rebranding exercise of calling ourselves as Gift because Gift is our parent entity and we are funded recently by them. So you might see ourselves calling as Gift or Zozode. So both are the same companies. So Impulse is a product that we have built for express purpose of employee engagement. Uh, just to give the introduction to about our organization. So Impulse or Gift is in a space of employee engagement, loyalty, incentives, and rewards. So we have multiple products that address multiple business needs. For example, you want to reward or engage your channel partners, business partners, sales and distribution networks, and so on. So there are different products. Impulse is explicitly used for employee engagement. So that is the story that we are going to listen through in this presentation. We've been in this business from last around 13 years. We have like 8,000 plus customers. First 2,000 of them are from India, and we all these Indian customers who started with us, they have recommended us to their global teams, and those global teams have adopted us from last 3 to 4 years now. Yeah, so these are a brief list of like some of the major clients that we have. So we work with large organizations like Infosys and TCS and small startups of around 50 people as well. So we have the scale of it, and we have been able to address business needs of white-collared employees as well as the blue-collared workflows. For example, SLR, the Lexotica, is one of the manufacturing companies that is based in India, Asia Pacific. We are working with them as well. So we cover a lot of good scale in that perspective. And we have like around 500 people working in the team towards this initiative. Now, this is about the employment. For example, we've in the past history of around, let's say, we see it 50 years, the unemployment is reducing significantly in terms of percentages. And in this space, there's a significant increase in knowledge workers, and these knowledge workers needs to be engaged so that they become productive. They can deliver things that the business needs. They are aligned to these business needs. So this creates a need for employee engagement solutions like us. So employees generally find that they are not heard by the organization. They are not appreciated for the work they do. So all these challenges are being addressed by Impulse. So we've worked with around 1,000 plus customers with Impulse to address their business needs. And we're very thankful for Microsoft Teams. From last 3 years, we are able to get a much greater level of participation through a Microsoft Teams that has become a great platform where employees don't have to go to a separate app space, but be able to do all this. For example, recognize their colleagues or say simple as thank you. And HRs can actually run employee engagement survey or a pulse surveys through a platform which employees can use it or answer it through the Microsoft Teams. So all of this has simplified the process, improved engagement levels or improved participation levels in all these initiatives. So that's what Microsoft Teams has empowered us, and we've been working with them from last 3 years to improve this. Yeah. So Impulse value proposition is like 4 pointers. One is connect and align. We build things that connect people and align people to the same goal and the vision of the organization. For example, something as simple as recognizing recognizing an employee for displaying a certain organization value in itself is a great motivator for people to uh, execute those organization values or get aligned to this organization behaviors. Right? So simple tools like that. And as we move on to that, we have great listening tools where you can run this employee engagement surveys, life cycle surveys, so that you are listening to people all the time. Third is about rewards and recognitions, where you can reward your team members with points, and then we have a great catalog where people can buy things that they want. So you have a monetary reward system that comes in, and this is embedded with other special things. For example, you want to gift your employees on different occasions, or celebrate on different events, like let's say a birthday or a work anniversary. How do you make a 5-year work anniversary special for an employee? All of this is done on Impulse. I'll present you in some time. And the last is about adding that bit of financial wellness as well. So we call it as employee well-being, where you get some kind of a discount. We've been working with around 1,000+ brands in India itself to provide their merchandise, their gift cards as offerings for employees. So through this, we also get some great offers and discounts which we transfer to the employees so that they can get some kind of savings. Uh, for example, an employee can save up to 20,000 in a year if they are using these discounts. So we ourselves have been using this from some time now, and I was personally able to save around 7,000 in last 1 year. So and then you also have other tax saving initiatives that comes in, and also we partner with mental and physical well-being partners so that you you offer it in a single space of employee engagement rather than to having to go and deal with multiple vendors to get all these benefits offered to your employees. So we simplify that part, and thus we become one space for your employee engagement. And that's what we mean by holistic approach to employee engagement. I'll quickly jump into the presentation of the app. I hope you're able to see my team screen.
Yes.
Yep,
So
we can see.
this is as simple as it gets. So you're working with your team, and someone has done a great job, and you want to recognize that person for him. Yeah, this is how you do it. This is a view of a past appreciation that is sent. All you have to do is initiate the Impulse app, where it will give you option to send rewards and recognitions. So uh, you get to a recommendation of people who you work with, as the tool is able to do that. Next is select the award or recognition that you can give to that employee. And the last is the reason for you giving that recognition. So we've seen that people struggle to get started with the citations. So we've added a AI-based citation assister where it gives you some content of what you should use as appreciation message, and then you can make changes to it, edit to it, and then publish it. So this way, you can send awards or appreciations to your teams within Microsoft. So you don't have to go to another app. And given that we are integrated for single sign-on, so employees don't have to go through a login process separately or anything. It's just as simple as a click. You just have to invoke the app and get started. And once you share this share appreciation, it gets published in the appreciation wall, and everyone in the team can see that appreciation and then comment on. So it's that simplicity that we bring in rewards and recognitions. The next part I want to cover is how do you, given that you all have any questions?
Yeah, Jara, so this is Chandru here. So how it
Yes.
is different from the praise, which is comes in inline science?
Yeah. So praise is a non-monetary rewards aggregation system where you can actually send out some uh, appreciations that are common across the organization, while Impulse allows organizations to customize these recognitions and make it their own. For example, you can assign, create values, organization values, or create awards that only specific people can give. You can incorporate a nomination-based awards so that uh, there are some prominent recognitions that you want to send can go through a review process so that it becomes something more valuable to the employees. So it's about creating, recognizing the top 1%. And if you're recognizing the top 1%, you have to make it feel like it's just that it's as simple as putting money where your mouth is, kind of a thing, right? When you give these monetary rewards, it brings a bit of seriousness in the recognition. So that's part that we solve through Impulse.
Okay.
So um, while praise is a good place to get started, but if you want to improve it, we recommend you take up the Impulse part. So Impulse is built for enterprises so that they can customize these elements. The next part is, or the next part of the funnel is, now that employees have got some kind of monetary rewards, they have, these are in terms of points. Now they can redeem their points on the store that we have with us. Yeah. So this is our store. This is actually a global store where you have around 85 countries listed with us. So if your employees are in any of these 85 countries, they can buy things in that country, of that country. Let me choose India. Yeah, you have like almost 350 brands listed with us, which includes like Amazon or Flipkart are the top things, and then you have different kinds of offerings as part of gift cards, and also we have merchandise if you want to offer that as part of your this. So this is where you complete your redemption process, and thus like you complete a cycle of rewards and recognitions that comes in. And additional to it, you also have various celebrity elements, like you get reminders for your team members' birthdays. You can also create a, so what we do is we allow, we nudge people of the team members who are celebrating birthday or work anniversary uh, day before or 15 days before the event, so that they can post their wishes, they can add some gifts for such an event, and then do a grand reveal on that day. So that comes in as part of the system. So we call it as a wish board. So all of these are done through a simple chat interface. So that is the offering here. One additional or one new improvement that we've done in this in the recent past is to be able to customize this. A lot of organizations would want to brand the rewards and recognitions program to their to something that they experience. So Impulse app can be customized so that it appears as inbuilt. For example, you can rename this Impulse as something as Pursuit of Happiness, or that's what we call our the recognition program in our organization. And so you can change your icon or a logo that you have of that program. So that comes as part. So these are all enterprise elements that we've built in the system. The homepage is like a very rich dashboard where you get to see all the other things that you want to do. For example, I was mentioning of discounts and offers of your favorite brands. So those are loaded as perks in the system where you can actually uh, get some kind of exclusive deals. You can get discounted gift cards. So yeah, Amazon gift card that is generally available at face value is available at a discount of 300 rupees in this platform. And again, this is applied at different gift cards. For example, if you're buying an iPhone of 50,000, you can simply save 1,500 rupees just by buying through Amazon gift card rather than using paying through cash or paying through any other payment modes. So this is the value add that we provide. And these discounts are over and above any discounts that Amazon might be providing already. So uh, you can see this book my show with 8% off, and you have, like, let's say uh, different brands offering a much higher discounts based on their business alignment. So that is the financial wellness that I was talking of. I'll just go back to the thing. And then you have different elements, like if you are running a rewards program that has some kind of a review mechanism, then the administrators or the department heads or reporting managers can review these nominations here, and people can answer the surveys that they were asked for. For example, my organization is running employee engagement survey. Employees can answer all these surveys within Microsoft Teams. They don't have to go any other space. The chatbot reminds people to answer these questions regularly. So you'd get some notifications like this where you can just click on it and then start answering those questions that you have. So this was a very brief intro of what Impulse does as part of rewards and recognitions program or employee engagement program. Um,
Yep.
I can take up the questions now if you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jared, for sharing, the various capabilities of the Impulse app within Teams. It is great to see that we can invoke the application inside the chat scope. Even if when we are chatting within a group or one-on-one, we can just initiate, nominations or cycles over there. Hey, so I see we have a hand raised. Please go for your question.
Yeah, thank you. So is there any admin app separately for this, like how we can configure the rewards or what are the things that we need to do?
Yes, I'll quickly present that. So you have an admin section that will actually take you to this. The settings page is one place where you can click on it and then go to that space. I'll just quickly go to that. So you have this uh, admin settings where you can actually create your own values, own awards. Let's see if you have gifting initiatives for, let's say, parents, new parents in your organization, or people who are getting married. So all of these can be configured within your admin console. So we have a web platform if you have to use it from the web, but we've seen great adoption through Microsoft Teams. So
Okay.
all of this is available on web as well as on Microsoft Teams. And yeah, to say that we also have a mobile app if that is convenient to you.
Any other questions? Let me just check the chat if there are any questions over there. Yeah, app customization, changing the app name as per the brand of your organization is very, very important and is something that we see helps drive the user awareness and usage within the Teams app also. Okay, if there are no more questions, then we'll move forward with our next partner team. Uh, Over to you, Akshay.
Yeah, is there any workflow approval mechanism available for this thing?
Yeah, so Kanan, basically for enabling this application, we can do it centrally from Teams Admin Center, or we can have a control process in place where you approve it only when a user requests for it. There are various ways that we can control this from the Teams Admin Center for enabling this application.
levels.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, any levels can also be set, single level, multi-level also.
Uh, Multiple levels of approvals, not right now, but we can take this. Please get in touch with me. I'm sorry, I don't see your organization name over here. But yes, please to get in touch with me, Deep or Harish from our team, anybody from our team, and we'll be able to take all of these questions. But yes, we can set such approval processes from the Teams Admin Center for the app to be enabled.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
And what about the licensing model for this?
So the licensing is on a per employee per month basis per month, or it can be an annual contract as well. So it's basically we charge $1 per employee per month.
Dollar per user per.
Okay. Yeah, we'll share the email IDs and contact for the Impulse team. For us, everything. We'll share a form briefly. Please feel free to fill in that, and we'll reach out to you proactively to get in touch and get started with these enablements. All right, we have the Darwinbox team over here. Thank you so much, Jared and the Impulse team. We'll move over in the interest of time. Yes, Akshay, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Thank you. Uh, Good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible and my screen is visible.
Yes, Akshay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So I'll just give a brief overview about what is Darwinbox for those who are not aware. So Darwinbox is an end-to-end HCM platform which manages all the HR-related aspects of an employee's journey in an organization, right from hire to retire. So our product encompasses multiple modules, right, like recruitment, onboarding, leave and attendance, learning, employee engagement, payroll, etc. We work with almost 700 plus enterprises globally, and we've constantly featured in among Gartner Magic Quadrant for the last 3 years. Um, I'll just start off with the Microsoft Darwinbox Teams app on MS Teams. Why did we build this app, right? I think we've already discussed this earlier, where there's a lot of need for switching between applications. A lot of time is wasted, when employees have to toggle between apps to perform various actions. When they're working on MS Teams, they may need to apply a leave, they may need to recognize someone, they may need to complete some workflow, etc. So a lot of inefficiency creeps in an employee's day-to-day activities due to this context switching. So that's why we wanted to bring HR into the channel of your choice, right? So we wanted to bring Darwinbox into your MS team so that HR is in the flow of your work. So any HR related transactions that you want to perform in your organization, that you can do it right away from Teams. So be it any query resolution, be it any action completion, any approvals that you need to take, all that we brought into the MS Teams interface, right? So we've created like an immersive work experience where you don't need to juggle between applications. It'll boost your employee engagement, improve your brand perception among your employees. Find out any kind of information that you need, regarding your policies. And the biggest advantage is it's like zero setup, right? It works instantly. You don't need to do a lot of configurations, and entire experience is within your team's application. Um, so just a brief snapshot of some key clients who use MS Teams app extensively. So some big names there like Vedanta, HT Media, Shopper Stop, MMT, etc. We work with almost 700 plus enterprises globally and who use multiple modules in our product. Moving into some key features that the app entails. So for a lot of us, I think applying leave is something very, very common, and it's a very key part of your key type of HR transaction that happens in the organization, right? So Darwinbox Teams application seamlessly supports this experience, leave application process experience within, in the Teams interface without, opening Darwinbox in maybe the web browser or in our mobile app, right? So you can just type in, apply, sick leave today, or I'm not feeling well today, right? And the bot will allow you to apply leave by taking some mandatory information that is required to process that application. And as soon as you apply for a leave, your manager or approver will get a notification stating, hey, so your reportee has applied for your leave. Why don't you, approve or take action on it? And as soon as your manager approves a leave application, you will get notified about it in within Teams. So the entire flow, this entire leave application transaction flow happens completely within Teams. There is absolutely no need to move to any other platform, right? So similarly, we support a lot of other use cases like, time management, particularly, attendance requests. You may have a clock-in request, and let's say you want to recognize someone, etc. All those interactions happen within the Teams interface. So you can perform all your actions much faster without moving out of Teams and get instant approvals, right? So that's one key experience I wanted to call out. We do support a lot more other use cases, right? Standard queries like, what's my holiday list? Who has a birthday coming up? Let's say I want to check my leave balance. Maybe you've referred someone in the past. You want to check the status of that referral, right? So a lot of standard queries that an organization, employees in an organization may have, we resolve that through the Teams application. So out of the box, we provide around 130 plus standard intents or queries, which requires zero setup time, instantly enabled as soon as you enable the app, right? So let's say there are scenarios where which are not supported or which are not Darwinbox specific modules, like let's say insurance, right? So we don't have an insurance product, but you may have a partnership with some other insurance player. So there are a lot of queries that users can ask about their insurance. What's my coverage? Are my parents supported? Are pre-existing diseases covered, etc. So we do offer a custom intents functionality where you can configure custom queries in Darwinbox and ask and help employees resolve queries related to things that are not part of standard Darwinbox products, right? So that's also support that we also support in the Teams application, right? So that's something on custom queries or custom intents that I wanted to call out. So again, as I discussed earlier, a lot of other actions that you can perform. Let's say you want to raise a help desk ticket, you want to recognize someone, you want to give performance feedback, etc. All of this out of the box you can perform within Teams. Yeah, this is the help desk scenario. So I will move into a demo in a short while once I'm covered with the slides. So this is across the world, everyone's talking about ChatGPT, generative AI, etc. It's the new buzzword today. So we've also built a generative AI capability in our Teams application, wherein your organization policies, which are stored in Darwinbox, the bot will be able to read through that documentation and give employees responses, generated responses tailored to that user. So let's say you have many organizations have policies regarding relocation, may have policies regarding IT, asset management, etc. So all these queries are resolved from are in the Teams application through our brand new generative AI bot capability. This is a very new recent launch that we have done. And any query that you have in your policy document, the bot is able to read through and instantly generate a response for your employees. So it's the generative AI capability. In addition to that, we do send a lot of notifications, key notifications to employees to keep them always updated on what's happening in the organization or what's happening with respect to their approvals or transactions that they have raised, right? So some quick examples, someone in your, reporting structure, someone has a birthday or an anniversary, or someone you got recognized by someone, or someone has, given your reportee a recognition. Let's say your payslip has been released. Very, very important thing. People look forward to the payslip announcement at the end of the month. So payslip announcements also are notified on Darwinbox Teams application. In addition to, of course, the leave related stuff and all that which I had discussed. Yeah. So I'll just go to the go through a quick demo and then come back onto the slides. Right. Yeah. So again, I'll just start with the leave application scenarios, right? So let's say I want to apply for a leave, right? I just type in, apply leave. Then, of course, for processing a leave application, there is some mandatory information that the user, the bot may seek. So you are asked, let's say, what kind of leave you want to apply. Let's say I want to apply for an annual leave in my organization. Then naturally, the next step is when the bot asks you, from which date to which date do you want that leave to be applied? So let's say I would apply for the 12th of December. Okay. So I submitted the mandatory details. So let's say, I want to make some changes to that leave application. I want to add some additional information. Let's say I want to apply for a half day or add some leave reasons, some message. We do support the functionality for that. So let me just add a message for my approver and I hit on apply and done. My leave is applied. It is, the transaction is complete. Just wait for the confirmation. So my leave request has been submitted successfully. So now my manager or approver will get a leave notification stating that, Akshay has applied for a leave. Please send, approve or reject that leave request. So I'll just come to that. I'll show you that notification. But then I'm just going to get this leave approved. So yes, see, my leave has been acknowledged by my manager and I get an instant notification stating that, that leave request has been approved. Now I'm just going to ask my reportee to apply for a leave using from Darwinbox Teams application. My reportee has just applied for a leave. So Aishwarya has applied for a leave over here. So the information that she has entered in her leave application is displayed to me. And I'm just going to hit approve. Voila, the leave application has been approved and Aishwarya will get a notification stating that the leave request has been approved by me. Again, a lot of other scenarios, you can update you can check for a clock in request, you can update your, you can check for your leave balance. So just a quick example of some information that I seek. So yes, here I've got my leave balance that is left for me to apply, right? I'll just maybe trigger a scenario where a recognition is being given to me, right? And I get notified about it through Teams. So Aishwarya has just recognized me on Teams, and I get notified about it. If I want to see additional information about the recognition or see a post on our social media feed, then you can redirect yourself as a user to this page, right? This is primarily the standard queries functionality and the notifications that we support in Darwinbox. So I'm just going to quickly also demonstrate the generative AI capability or policy related queries that we support. So we have HR policies in the organization, vast documents, which probably employs, it's very cumbersome to go and read all that information from a large document. So, and my queries may be very pointed. So in order to minimize the search cost, the effort that I need to go and see these policies, read them, get the information I want, we're just going to minimize by allowing the user to just ask a query right away. So let's say a very common query would be, I need let's say, let's just a quick sample question. I need a cataract surgery, right? Is it covered under insurance, right? So very, very pointed question. It's there somewhere in a policy document, right? So the bot just goes through all the policies that are assigned to me, and then it gives me a response from the policy document. Hey, cataract surgery is covered under the insurance policy up to 1 lakh per eye. So this will change as per. So generated response will change as per your organization's policies. And then let's say I have a follow-up question, let's say, can I opt for, let's say, Ayush treatment, right? So again, the bot will go through all the policies that are assigned, and give me a response based on what's mentioned in the policy. So this policy setup is also instantaneous. You don't need to train from your side or add additional training data. As soon as you upload your policies, the bot auto learns this, updates it. You've changed your policy, it will again update the learning without any manual intervention on your side. You don't need to do any setup on your side or reach out to Darwinbox for any setup. So it's instantaneous, right? So you've got the response over here. Let's go to another scenario where I ask key. I need to. I am relocating from, let's say, Mumbai to Delhi. Am I eligible for a relocation allowance? Right. So very common scenario where people may be very concerned if when they are transferred or deputed from one location to another, then there may be queries. So as per the policy, I am eligible, and then it mentions some details about the 10% of a fixed CTC you're eligible to avail for as part of relocation allowance. So these are some of the key, this is the latest generative AI capability that I've built into our product, right? Moving back to, uh, so that's the demo part of it, and I'm just going to quickly let you know what's coming up, what's new, right, on the Teams application. So we have a task box capability which gives a list of all the tasks that you can act on, priority tasks that you need to act on across all the modules. So we are bringing that task box functionality into Teams as a separate tab, right? We are going to allow app name and logo customization so that you can brand the app as per your internal guidelines. We'll be boosting the notifications capability where we are adding a lot more notifications from all the other modules, key workflow related notifications into Teams so that you're always updated abreast of what is happening to your approvals, to your transactions and actions. The turnaround time on approvals can be expedited. Another feature we're building is help desk ticket resolution by the bot. So any help desk query that you raise in your organization, you will be able to, the bot will act as the first layer of defense to respond to the ticket that is raised by employee before going to a manual agent. So you need not overload your HR ops or your help desk team with a lot of repetitive queries. So the bot is able to answer the query from any policy documents or FAQs that you may have. So minimizes, you can deploy your HR resources to other more strategic tasks instead of answering very repetitive queries that may come up in your organization. So that's a bit about what's in the pipeline for Darwinbox on Teams. Yeah, and thanks for listening patiently. And if if you are interested in getting on board with us, you can reach out to the details mentioned here. If you're already on board with us, reach out to your customer success manager, account manager today, and get the app enabled for your organization. Any queries?
Thank you. Yep. Thanks, Akshay. Thank you so much. I think that was a beautiful demo. Very interesting new stuff that I was able to see given the generative AI capabilities that have been brought into the chatbot. Can be personalized according to your organization's policies, brings in the policies that are applicable to the particular user or employee. Yes, I see we have a hand raised. Ajay, please go for your question.
Strategy. So Darwin, box is basically a separate app which is tightly integrated with Teams, is what I understand. It stands out to be a separate entity, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's right. You're
Okay, okay.
completely right.
Yeah, I think I was just going through the details. I've never heard this before. So it is in 2015 from its existence. It is quite some time. So it could, so in terms of the coverage of any HRMS portal, HRMS system, it encompasses all the functionalities with all the mainstream HRMS players today having. Maybe the
Yes.
the
Yes.
Oracle
We are an
PeopleSoft
end-to-end HRMS.
erstwhile or SAP SuccessFactor. It can compete with all of them,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So only thing is maybe the ease of use is basically a SaaS offering. You guys call yourself as a cloud-based offer, and it has got very tight integration with Teams.
Absolutely. Yes, that's right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so
Thanks, Akshay. I think we can maybe connect offline separately to kind of get a little more information, probably with our HR folks.
Sure. Definitely.
thank you, Ajay. I'll also request all of you who's there on the call to please fill up the form, the link which has been shared on the chat, and we will reach out to you proactively to get started with some of these discussions. We'll get connected and we'll initiate those discussions. Yes, Krishna Kumar.
Yeah, so how is this licensed and does the travel management is an integration part of your Darwin or it's separate?
Yeah, so this is licensed on a per employee per month basis. And we do have a travel and expense offering. We can connect offline to discuss the finer details of the offering. Yeah.
And does it has multilingual support like different languages or it's only English?
So we do offer multi-language capabilities also on our on the Darwin Box application. On Teams, we don't have, but it is there in our roadmap. In Teams, we don't have as of now multi-language.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions? Please feel free to unmute. We have a few more minutes left. You can put your questions on the chat as well. We can take those up.
One question on, hi, this is Nitin Bansal from Bajaj Allianz Life Insurance. So
Hi,
this
Nitin.
avatar of Zai, what is the process? Basically, how difficult or easy it is to create an avatar which is very much look-alike a person, like let's say me or you, Spandana. Can you demonstrate that?
Yeah, I will share a link of how we can create avatars inside of Teams. We don't have, we don't have it right now. We don't have a demo ready, but I can share a link and please feel free to get in touch with me. We can take it offline and I'll be able to help you on that.
So
Yes.
this avatar of Zai is look-alike the original person, or it is completely a virtual person?
Can you repeat that question?
So this avatar will be the face will be similar to the original person, or it will differ?
So you can set it up, Nitin, for yourself. You'll be able to completely customize your avatar as per you want it. I've just shared a link on chat, but yes, we can take this offline.
Sure.
But any more questions on Darwin Box or Impulse apps? Anything else that you would want us to touch upon in terms of enabling these applications? What sort of features or capabilities that you liked that we showed? What exactly helped you, caught your attention? Yes. Saravanan,
On those grounds,
see your hand
basically,
up.
certain work is already happening, Spandana, with our digital team. My account director can inform you. You can get more information about it. So we're already working on that. One app kind of thing and other stuff. Basically, we are working already.
Sure,
Very
Nitin. Thank you.
interesting topics. Thanks to you for taking us through.
Sure. Thank you, Nitin. It's a pleasure. Hey, Saravanan. I see you unmuted.
I have one question. In Darwin Box, you said that generative AI is capable of integrating with our HR policies, right? How do we integrate? Like, you just give the documents to Darwin Box and it will automatically integrate, or how do you do that? And
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
is the probability of that Gen AI being correct?
Yeah.
great
So,
question.
got it. Got it.
Yes, Akshay.
Sarvan, are you already using Darwin Box, if I may know?
No.
Okay. So we have a module called HR documents where you can upload your policies, right? So these are policies that are visible to your employees also, if you wish to show them, give them access to the document. So as soon as you upload, the bot will start training on that document and will be able to generate responses. And we've thoroughly, evaluated this offering, and we're fairly confident that we will get a more accurate response. So and also the response accuracy depends on, of course, the detail of that is mentioned in your HR policies. If it's very specific, it details out all the information that is relevant for an employee. You will rest assured you will get a accurate response. A small enhancement that we are adding maybe in a couple of weeks to what I demonstrated in the video was where the response will give you an option to redirect to that specific policy document from which it has been referenced. So we'll add a referencing link there, where if the user is interested in reading more information about that policy, we will take you to the specific policy document for further reading. So yeah, that's if I hope that answers the query.
Yeah, one more question. Like, how is the security? Like, certain documents are related to the company, right? How do you manage that? Or is it like public knowledge?
No, this is not public. This is in-house. This is an in-house model. So your data is completely secure. Darwin Box also holds all the most of the major security certifications like SOC 2 Type 2, SOC 2 Type 1, GDPR. So we are compliant on all those fronts.
Thank you.
Yeah, Akshay, on the same line that you mentioned that you need to upload the documents in the HR hub or something, right? So this HR hub, it stores in Darwin tenant or it's in customer tenant?
It is in your specific organization's tenant.
It's more like an Azure blob or SharePoint. Or...
Yeah, it depends on if you're using on Azure, then it will be on Azure. So it is in-house. It's built into the product. It is part of the Darwin Box tenant. It will be accessible only for your employees only. So it is not something that we will access. So tenant A's policies will respond only to tenant A's employees. Tenant B's policies are separately stored and will respond only to tenant B's employees.
But it's in Darwin Box tenant. But still we can able to access only those documents.
No, Darwin Box will give you a specific tenant for your usage, where you manage all your policies, where you manage, let's say your other configurations, etc. So we are not doing anything on it. It is a tenant that is reserved for you.
Okay.
So very similar, just to add over here, Nankeshwan, just very similar to how we do it for Teams. There's a separate tenant for your organization where most of your files or documents are getting stored. Something similar is possible on the Darwin Box end also.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Any other questions? Please don't forget to fill the form.
Yeah, so I think the other question we have now, since a lot of bots are coming up in the teams, do we have some bot of bot kind of a concept? Because every new solution talks about new bots. So is Microsoft thinking on those lines?
Yeah, so I think that's a great question. Uh, I think you must have heard about Copilot, like which is kind of a Microsoft solution to kind of fetch all the information that you need. We also have a story around extensions where all these apps can actually develop plugins, and then Copilot becomes a gateway for you to kind of access the information which is residing in other systems also to get that right. So I think that ties with the concept of the bottom bots that you were saying, right? Hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, but still I think I had attended your co-pilot session. They are also talking about 8 different co-pilots. So I'm still not sure what is going to make one to talk within Microsoft technology, and there are other solutions which is beyond Microsoft technology. So do we have at least roadmap for your product? And when we talk about plugin and other integration capabilities, are there is it under development or it is already released?
So I mean the
Hey,
Copilot
Krishna
on Teams. Yeah,
Kumar.
Vishwendra, go ahead.
Yeah, I can take that. So we do have a singular Copilot application across all our M365 products. And it's the same Copilot application that you will see light up inside Teams as well as Outlook and various other services. When you integrate or add plugins to your Copilot experience, it is basically bringing in all of these third-party external applications like say a Darwin box or say an Impulse. Those information will also get access. You can access those information, or you can take action on these information through these plugins when you integrate those with your Copilot experience. So this is one of the approaches of having a super singular bot experience through Copilot and having plugins which can bring in information from all of these third-party external applications into Teams. That is one way that we are thinking of it. We've already done some great work. I can share more links on what we've been doing through our plugins on the chat later. But yes, that's one way that we are thinking about this.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you for the great questions that are coming in. Anything else, folks? Please feel free to unmute and ask these
Hey,
questions.
Spandana, I have a question. We saw Impulse today, and then we saw Darwin Box as well. Are there more apps, or where can organizations find more apps inside of Teams? Because there might be organizations here who are using other applications as well.
Thank you, Harish. Thank you for that question. Let me share my screen. All right. So if you see, you will have an icon on your left rail on the navigation pane within your Teams client, something called as apps. If you click on that, it opens up the Teams App Store. We have 2000 plus apps which are live on Teams today. All of your popular, ready to use applications that you may be using today outside of Teams, you will have these applications already built in. These integrations are already done, and these are very, very easy to get started with. If you see, we have a lot of categorization within our App Store also. Organization specific applications which are built using low code, no code like Power Platform. And then if you're looking for a project management application, all you have to do is just type in project management here, and you have a lot of these recommended applications coming up on your screen. So I would recommend, please go check out our Teams App Store. Look for the applications that you are using today outside of Teams, and please get in touch with me, Harish, Deep. Just fill the form over there, and we'll get in touch with you to get these apps enabled for your organization. So yes, Teams App Store is the place to look out for all your other apps that you want to check out. All right, if there are no more questions, then we'll give back some time to the audience here. Thank you so much again for joining in. And I'll take this opportunity to thank the Darwinbox and Impulse teams who joined in here, gave us some beautiful demos, and showed us how can we bring in or improve efficiencies in our employee-facing processes. How can we initiate our daily hygiene stuff from the team's client environment itself. Thank you so much, teams, for showing all of that. And thank you everyone for keeping the session interactive, for all of your great questions. Please keep them coming in. We have shared a form and I will reshare the link if that's not working. But please fill up the form, and your friendly Teams PG group will get in touch with you to get started with some of these discussions. If you are already using Darwinbox and Impulse outside of Teams, it's a very, very easy process to kind of explore this from Teams App Store, and we can help you enable this, solve your queries or questions that you may have. If you want to look at some other applications, please feel free to get in touch with us and we will get those discussions initiated for you. With that, thank you so much for joining in. We'll stay over here to take up any more questions. Otherwise, see you in our next Collab App Roundtable session. Thank you so much.